Hello, I'm here at Embedded World 2026 and I'm delighted to be joined by Nebojsa Matic, who is the CEO of Mikroelektronika. And today we're going to be talking about AI code generation and its unpredictability. But before we do that, Neb, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, what you do.
I'm Neb. I run the MIKROE company, you know that. Thank you for the invitation again. It's great to be here again with you.
Yep.
So what we do in MIKROE, we do a lot of tools and we like to think about ourselves that we are selling the time.
Yes.
So it's not just we are selling the tool, that's kind of too simple. With our tools, you could do the most with the time you have. Mm-hmm. So that's really short story.
Yeah.
So that's kind of describe us, and what describing me. I'm the CEO of the MIKROE, and that's it.
That's it. Well done.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now, AI code generation is going to be a hot topic here this week, I imagine. But from your perspective, what misconceptions do people still have around what AI can realistically deliver?
Okay. Hi. We are on embedded world.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about embedded firmware, more firmware than kind of a software.
Yes.
So if you see the PC world, it's really standardized. There is a free operational system,
yeah.
And there is how you make your window, how you do things, application. So it's a really standardized code base. And now we are entering to embedded.
Mm-hmm.
What is standardized in embedded? Nothing.
Yeah.
So that's where the big differences started.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest difference. We have a standardized, and then you could use the Gemini, Claude, or whatever, and then it generates the good code for the PC. And then you go to embedded, and then nothing is good enough. So why I bring this? I want to show you, we have 2,000 of these clickboards. Every single clickboard has been written in the same code standard. So why I'm showing this? Because our code base is 2,000 single, the written good code written on a good way,
yes,
in coding standard, and then we apply this to 8,000 microcontrollers. You see how the numbers, and then you see that we have a 1.7 million projects on embedded wiki. So then we have millions of codes in one coding standard. That's why our AI is working fine. And that's one part of the story. Another part of the story is, which I have to tell you, I recently became aware, because one day I came to my guys in software and says, I tried this and it's not working. And they start to ask me, how many times you tried? One, and they say, is it previous working? Yeah, it was working for 4 days or 5 days, or I don't know how many times, 100 times, and now it's not working. And then I get kind of become aware. Our expectation in embedded from AI is too high. First, there is no enough code base. Yes, MIKROE have it, but MIKROE is not enough.
Yeah.
We have to have so many other companies who have so many other millions of code written in a good standard.
Mm-hmm.
So then I kind of start to kind of blame myself, because I was too critical to my guys, and then I just become, aware. I'm expecting too much, And if you took, for example, any 4 of these or 5, which any combination, which is 100 trillion combinations, and then it generates, and I am not happy because accuracy is 95%.
Yeah.
It's really something is wrong with me, not with AI. So that's what I want, and I want to have this kind of to point out very clearly and loudly, hopefully. In our industry, we set bar for AI and embedded at the moment too high.
Yeah.
So I think we should be happy if AI generates a kind of a decent code, good code, Yes, maybe you will need to tweak something, but let's kind of be fair. This is a completely another circle, and you place it next to another circle, another circle, another circle, and then everything plays on a microcontrollers, and on top of that you add TFT or whatever. Wow.
Yeah.
And then AI doesn't generate 100% of the accuracy of the code. So
Yeah.
that's what I want to kind of to talk about.
Yeah.
And we are working right now on of course, improving things as every company in industry. Am I talk too much?
No, carry on.
Oh, okay. So we find the ways. So AI generates something per prompt, and the prompt is what do you want.
Yeah.
So we apply AI on the prompt first, then we generate the code, then we regenerate the code, and of course everything is done on the back, so you don't see that. But you see, we help AI with AI, so our accuracy is growing. And I have to tell you, I was sitting in my living room. It was a cold night, so the fire is on, and I have a small table where I have a clicker for some clicks, etc., etc. So I just want to know what is the temperature in the fire, So I took ear click, and I took some IPS display click, and I put in clicker 4. I generated the code. I point to the fire, and it gives you the result. Wow. And please don't get me wrong, I'm the CEO, so I'm not the programmer. So if the one CEO could do that, just imagine what programmer
that's true.
could do that.
Yeah.
Could do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about hallucinations though? How does your API prevent that?
So, because our code base is not standardized,
Yeah.
our hallucinations are very small. So you see, you lose some, you win some. So because that's great. Right now, it could miss something, but it doesn't add something.
Yeah.
Which is great, to be honest. It's better to kind of add something than to remove something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because and in any industry revolution, first industry revolution, then we have a PCs, then we have an internet, now we have an AI. It's shown the guys who knows the job stays on the job and have a bigger salary. the rest of them they don't know very well to do the job.
Yeah.
They are in trouble.
Yeah. And how tightly integrated is this with your Necto Studio platform?
So that's another story. So I mentioned prompt.
Yes.
So you have to tell exactly this click is on this microbus, and you should not kind of make a click name wrongly or whatever. And then we say, okay, that's complex because I can't type 5 clicks names on a right things connected with the right microcontroller, blah blah, on right boards, and everything have to be right.
Yeah.
It's too stressed, to be honest. So we kind of our approach is kind of visual prompt. You just choose, pick, and then
Easy.
It generates the prompt,
not
you to write.
Okay.
Okay, you could add some of your words in after you generate the prompt, but that's the whole idea. Not to kind of do something which computer could do it for you, but the part of the project which is really up to you, and then that is important. Then you could add, I want color of this screen to be red or whatever.
Yeah. Do you see this as something that's going to replace engineers or something that's going to work side by side with them seamlessly?
It's another tool.
Yeah.
So that's so much. It's so much confusion right now, and everyone is confused. But trust me, it's happened so many times in history.
Yeah.
Before Excel, people have bookkeeping before Excel, accounting.
That's true.
So and then Excel came.
Yeah.
And we still have accounting, etc. So, but please use the new tool. Don't be a one who doesn't want to use new tool. That's the whole message.
Yeah.
And it's playful. You know, just imagine my smile when I realize the temperature of the fire. And you know.
And that's just you sitting in your living room.
yeah. I'm not doing anything. You know, I just connect, and I have physically.
Yeah.
If you're going on a remote board, you could do many other things.
Yeah.
But that smile, it's showing me this is good.
Yeah.
So whatever everyone, there is always a person who will scare you about the future.
Of course.
But should we be scared about the future? Of course not. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Make more time for you.
Have you had any feedback from experienced embedded engineers who've used this?
Yeah, well, the first feedback is wow. And trust me, I listened, the few hours of this first day. So because no one expected it's that easy.
Yeah.
And and everyone kind of are focused on an AI on a PC side, where you could have an agent, where you could answer someone. The banks will have so many agents soon, or they have it right now.
Yeah, they do.
So, but in this area, when you see something working from the first time, as you expected, and you just ask, make me a project where this air thermostat is measuring blah blah blah, and show me on a IPS display. Wow!
But if I'm not mistaken, you've been working on this for a while in house, haven't you?
Well, if I tell you, we have two patents. So for a patent is 4 years. So before you patenting something, you have to know something.
Yeah.
So we are working about 7, 8, maybe 9 years.
Yeah.
So it's but it's really nice. It make me happy, and it's not easy to make me happy. You could ask my guys. It make me happy. It's worth it.
Fantastic. And where do you see it going in the near future? Any, upgrades, or where would you like it to be?
So when I need to do something, I want to have choice. My whole life, I want choices. And for our choices, you need time. So you see, choices and time, you always balancing those things.
Yeah.
And I don't want to balance. I want choices in time I have. So that's where I see the benefit. I want to try not one ear thermal sensor. I want to try 15 of them.
Yeah.
And see what is the best, what is the cheapest, what is the most kind of available on the market. I don't want to be stick to one.
Yeah.
So that's the choices. And then I want to see, can I use different display? I want to play. I want to play like a small children play with the Lego.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I want, because this kind of is Lego-like.
Yeah.
But I want those things for me, for young engineers, for the future. I don't know. I want those choices, and I want time. So AI is bringing both to us, and that's why I'm so positive.
Yeah.
Choices and time. I'm
like
voting for it.
And finally, what would perhaps be your advice for an engineer looking to use the AI tool for the first time?
Well, I will advise them to download Necto Studio and use it.
Yeah, good start.
Well, that's what I will advise.
Yeah, and just have fun with it, play around with it.
Yeah, well, there is 4,000 libraries there. Just combine, and if someone give you in 1 minute 1,000 line of the codes and it's built, I think that's great.
Yeah. Well, I love your passion for it. It's fantastic to see.
Well,
and well done on building such a fantastic tool. So
thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here.
No, always a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much.